I've been told that I only have 15 minutes and 5 minutes for question answers, so I'll try and keep it as short and as simple as possible. So good afternoon. And when we think about 25 years from now of what has made our customers and what continues to make our customers successful, then we zero down on 2 points. One is the disruption that we have created at ThoughtWorks, and second is the way we attack the problems in the harder way. I mean, we are just kind of taking a leadership role in attacking the problems. IoT today is facing a similar situation where we are trying to disrupt the industry by having an alternate approach to what has been not a very great journey so far. So coming back to agenda, I will just quickly talk about the market. I will talk about reasons for failures, an algorithm for success, and then we'll also have quickly learn how to implement an IoT solution with an example. So I'm not going to talk about Gartner's and McKinsey's reports, but I'm talking about a PwC report that says about 5% of IoT revenues of 93% companies is, that is the revenue that we're talking about. So only 5% of revenues is being contributed by IoT. Now, we've been talking about IoT for a decade, and if these are the kinds of revenues we are going to talk, it's extremely disheartening to see what's going on with IoT. And the platforms are even worse, because what we are talking about is just the 600 million mark of revenues after billions of dollars of investments by these large organizations like the AWSs, the Googles, the IBMs, and so on. So this is not really encouraging, and the reasons are because we have not really looked at it as a problem that needs to be solved in a different way. We are just looking at it as a normal IT solution. So let's look at the adoption issues. Why are there adoption issues? So we've spoken about data, we've spoken about genericness of the platforms. All the platforms today available are generic enough, and they are not at all suitable for anyone to just go and pick and use the business case. So for example, if I'm a fleet manager in India, my priority is going to be fuel monitoring, because the trucks are consuming more fuel, the fuel is being stolen. But if I'm a fleet manager in a Western country, the more priority is going to be on the maintenance and the uptimes of the trucks. So no particular solution really comes up with attacking a specific problem, and there lies the genericness. And one of the major issues is the long-term costs. So these costs, when you talk about, today we are talking about few hundreds of devices, then we are talking about few thousands of devices. When it goes to millions of devices, what is the cost I'm going to pay to the IoT service providers? No one has an answer to it right now. Plus the vendor lock-ins. So we've just seen how the mainframes have been a nightmare for most of the companies. People are really skeptical about it, and they don't want to get into another issue of vendor lock-ins. And there are some technology platforms problems as well. So what I call it, there are big elephant platforms. So they do everything right from data collection to analytics, and they will have all the algorithms in the world, but they will not have something that's going to solve a near world or near time problem. So that is something that we must take care of. Second is lack of business insights. I don't know, for some reason the letters are okay. Anyways, the second is lack of business